Hey guys, I have on my set today an amazing man. He's one of my mentors and I'm so privileged to have him on the set. His name is Resh. He's an award-winning entrepreneur, international speaker, mentor, coach of Buffett Online School. He's actually the director of Buffett Online School. Now, this man has shared the stages with the like of Robert Kiyosaki and great men in the field of business and entrepreneurship. Whatever words come from his mouth, write it down because he has wisdom and he's full of inspiration. Resh, thank you for meeting me.
Dude, that was the best introduction I've ever heard. I have high expectations now, but thank you very much for the introduction, man. Thank you.
Right. And how's your day?
It's been absolutely fantastic, very productive, high energy. I love it, man.
Wow. When you meet the likes of Resh, all of a sudden you forget what to ask. Yeah, but anyway, Resh, I want, as you know, the vision of this whole process is to inspire people to take action, most especially people coming from my country to look at entrepreneurship, and because I feel that is the solution to build a nation, entrepreneurship. So Resh, please share with us your journey, in taking this path as an entrepreneur.
I love what you said, and I truly believe what you said is absolute gold. Russell Brunson is a very, very famous business owner. He's the owner of ClickFunnels, and he actually said this: the politicians, they're not going to change anything. The people who will truly change the way we live, the country, the economy, are the entrepreneurs. And the entrepreneurs are the ones who will shift the needle and move the human race forward. And I think that's so important, right? So, being an entrepreneur, being a person who actually runs a business, it's truly a privilege, it's an honor. And it's so freaking important, because you're not just impacting and changing your own life, you're changing the life of so many other people and families together as well. So it's a great journey, man. But it didn't all start out like this. It started many years ago, and I started off as a one-man show, not knowing what to do, and slowly, with the help of different people, I slowly progressed along the way to right now running Buffett Online School, which is around 6-7 countries around the world. We've coached thousands of students around the world, and right now I get to speak alongside the people like you mentioned, right? Mary Buffett, Robert Kiyosaki, and we have connections with people who are literally billionaires in their fields. So that's a huge honor of mine today, man.
Yeah, and I need to mention this to you. Resh is a millionaire. He became a millionaire around his 20s, so it's really an inspiration, and it's an example of what levels entrepreneurship can take you.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and Resh, share with me more about what's coming up. I know you've done so many things, and I want to know what's the new things that you're trying to offer to impact the world as well.
Right, so it's interesting that you mentioned $1 million, a millionaire, for example, but that's in direct translation to the amount of value you put out to the world. Right, so how much money you make at the end of the month is a direct reflection of the value that you put out to the entire world, right? So if you want to become a millionaire, how do you actually put out $1 million of value out to the world? If you want to become a billionaire, how do you actually impact 1 billion people? If you want to be a millionaire, how do you impact 1 million people? So you got to think 10x, right? Right now, in whatever you're doing, if you're maybe impacting 10 people, then your level of impact, the level of income or money you make will not be that much. But if you're impacting 1 million people, then expect your level of money to increase a lot more as well. Right? So that's what I want to share with you. Very important principle in entrepreneurship, in how do I make more money, right? It's a direct result, man. So you got to think 10x. How do you actually reach out, help more people, serve more people with true passion, with true love, and it'll directly result in your bank account increasing exponentially as well.
Can you share more about the mindset and entrepreneurship have? I know you've mentioned one thing, but I think there are more tips to share with us. Please.
Yeah, absolutely. So tips with regards to entrepreneurship, right? So number one, first tip which I want to share.
Write it down. Please write this down.
Yeah. So number one, give before you ask. Right? Give before you ask. A lot of people think entrepreneurship is just about selling stuff, for example. But remember, it's always a process of giving first and planting that seed first. right? Entrepreneurship is all about serving, being a servant leader, right? Being a servant leader. What does a servant leader mean? The first word is servant, to be of service, right? As the good book says, first serve. Right, first serve. And we're both Christians, and I love how entrepreneurship is actually taught in the Bible itself, right? Like Jesus was brilliant, right? As a brilliant servant leader, and he was always in service. And entrepreneurship, I believe the number one key lesson is to be of service. And when you be of service and you make that your number one priority, then that's how money will flow as well, right? And when you're of service, and also one more thing, rule number 2, sure, be of service, but number 2, you must understand your value. Right, you must understand your value, right? The value that you can bring to the table, because nobody will value you if you don't value yourself. Nobody's going to value you if you don't put a proper value on yourself, right? Just a quick story, right? I just want to share a quick story with you. So there's this one day, right? This guy was trying to throw out this broken TV. Right? He's trying to throw out this broken TV and trying to get it out of his house. He put it outside in his garage, and day after day passed, and nobody took the damn TV, man. Right? And one day it's like, what do I do? What do I do to get rid of this TV? And he came up with this brilliant plan, right? This absolutely brilliant plan. So he actually brought his plan and he told his mother, hey, mom, I'm going to do this brilliant marketing strategy. And the mom was like, let's see what he does, right? And he put it out, right? At night time, he actually put out this marketing strategy, and he actually put a camera, and it was very, very interesting. Why? Because he woke up in the morning and the TV was gone. When he looked back at the camera, within 1 hour of him shutting the doors, 2 guys came over, they saw it and immediately took it away. His mom was like, what do you do? What do you do? And all the guy did was he actually put a price tag on the TV. It's a completely broken TV now with the actual price tag, right? $2,000. He just put that figure there, and people saw the figure. They're like, "Oh shit!" and they took it and ran away with it. But dude, what is the moral of the story? If you don't put a value in yourself, nobody will give a shit about you. Nobody will give 2 shits about you. They just walk past you and don't give a crap, and they don't value you, right? But when you put a value to yourself, suddenly the whole world takes notice. Suddenly they want to steal your stuff. Suddenly they want to buy your stuff, right? That's something to think about. If you don't value yourself, nobody will value you.
Wow, that's deep.
Gotta let that sink in, yeah?
I need time to digest this one. But I mean, talking about value, right? How do you put value to yourself?
Okay, very, very simple. Number 1, first thing that you gotta do, right? First thing you gotta do, this is something that I truly believe in as well. It might seem counterintuitive, right? But when you're first starting out, who's gonna listen to you, right? But if you can start getting results for people, you can start using that and collecting that as testimonials of what you can actually do, right? So start out, if you're just starting out fresh, go out there and be on service, do it for free, for example. Tell them, hey, only pay me if I get you X results, right? And when you start getting people whatever the results might be, then you can collect them as reviews, as testimonials. And once you have that, once you know you have the ability to help your client generate the extra $10,000, extra $100,000, for example, or help them get whatever result they actually want to get, then hey, you have that, and you must understand the value you can bring to the table. So next time when you're meeting somebody to actually pitch your service, you can actually tell them, hey, this is what I can do for you, and this is how much I charge. You either go for me, you value my service, or you can go and find for somebody else.
And that's really true. Most of the times, as natural men as we are, we want to see how much gains can I get from it. It's like, what is in it for me? That is what we are taught to think about. But you're teaching us something completely different. Wow, viewers, you should. I hope you're taking notes on this, and also take time to reflect deeply on what Resh is sharing. Resh, another question. I'm very curious. What is the way, or what should I say? What do you think are simple ways or action steps that a person can take to get to the point of achieving, let's say, financial freedom, what are some of the tips you can share with somebody who is completely new?
Okay, very very simple, right? Actually, there's nothing completely new. Okay. Everything has already been done, and there's a step and process, right? So I've been there, I've done that, and I know exactly what it takes. Two things, guys. Two things. Very very simple. Write this down. Number one, if you want financial freedom, the answer is not through a job. Right? You can't just be working in a job and expecting to be financially free. It won't work. Right. Two things, very very simple. Number one, you need to actually have a stream of income that is exponential, that doesn't have a limit, right? If you are working in a job which puts a cap to the amount of money you can earn, then you'll never be financially free, right? So you must be involved in something where maybe the level of income you make is a direct proportion to how much effort you put in. Sometimes you can work in a certain job, you can work 12 hours, 13 hours, but you realize that you're taking back the same amount of money. And if that's your case, then too bad for you, man. You're never going to actually achieve that desired result. So you got to understand the bare minimum facts, which is why I tell people like, hey, never ever go for a job. It just gives you a base salary and that's it, right? Go for something, be involved in an opportunity where there is a path for you to actually make infinite income. That's number one. Very 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 important. That's super super important in choosing a career path. That's number one. Number two, you need to master sales and marketing. Sales and marketing, very 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 important, right? It's a thing that is said again and again, but you need to understand how to improve your sales and marketing in any company, in any association. In the end of the day, every company needs to increase their bottom line. If you can be someone who can actually help any company increase their bottom lines, then that's exactly how you can actually succeed and really thrive in any environment, right? If you go to a freaking salad shop, right? You're in a salad shop, if you can help them actually increase their bottom line, are they going to pay you? The answer is definitely there. So you need to be talented in terms of thinking of ways in which you can help people market the business, or in which you can actually help them sell better. And if you can do that, dude, you'll be a very very highly valued commodity, right? And secondly, sure, you can bring in all this money, but you must learn how to invest your money as well. To invest your money wisely, to really compound that money, because that is truly what will bring you that financial freedom, that passive income which will help you make enough income to settle and not have to worry about expenses anymore. So it's a two-pronged thing. Your sales and marketing bring in exponential active income, and to actually use that money and learn the skills of how to invest in proper stocks, in proper properties, in proper whatever the investment vehicle might be, to bring you that passive income which will ultimately give you financial freedom.
Right. I'm going to post Resh's link to the link to Resh's page. He shares freely about financial freedom. He has several workshops in Singapore and globally. If you happen to be in any country, wherever you're here, you see the name Resh, or you you see his picture, please attend, because he gives value in whatever he shares in these sessions. So to wrap it up, I have one question that I ask most of my guests, and I want to put it to Resh now. For people who want to take action now, what are the steps you would share that they should follow in order to see progress from where they are now?
Okay, so let me give you a quick tip, right? So a lot of times, because people don't get started in the business because they're afraid of losing money, for example. They're afraid of taking a big step. Oh shit, do I have to leave my job? All these are huge, big risk, right? So my one simple advice is to take small steps at a time, right? Start businesses or start ideas which doesn't maybe require so much of capital or so much of money down, right? So for me, interestingly, all the companies, all the different income streams that I actually have, they require very little to no money, right? One example very simply can be what Nana is doing right now, right? Actually pulling out a camera and actually interviewing guests on his show. Dude, how much does this cost you? Sure, he bought this mic, right, which is for $20, right? He borrowed my stand, he borrowed my stand, but he gets to actually put out content, right? And this can actually be something that he can eventually monetize as well. You see what I'm saying, right? So it's a small step. It doesn't require you to take that giant. It's not that scary, is it? Is it scary?
No, not really.
Not at all, right? So he's in motion right now, and he's taking that step, right? So do things along those lines which get you moving forward, right? So take that small steps, and eventually all this will compound, right? So that's my one thing. Do that first. The small things eventually will add up. right? Eventually, when I tell people, let's say people will say, go and quit your job right now. That's stuff that people won't go and do. But give them that small actionable steps, and that's exactly how you get them progressing.
Right.
And appreciate all the wins. Appreciate all the wins. Like, appreciate having a guest on that show, right? Like, I'm here, he happened to just catch me while I'm walking back home, and it's like, hey, that's a win in itself, right? Praise God for that.
Yeah.
Right? So appreciate all the small wins. Each win adds up, and boom.
Right. Wow, friends, it's been an amazing time with Resh. He's such an inspiration, and I hope he has inspired you to action. One thing that makes me, inspired to go on is that if he's made it, I can also do it. Maybe not to his level, but slowly I would get there. Okay, so we sign out now, and stay tuned to the next episode of our show, Limitless Minds.
Before Nana ends, I'm sorry, bro. The show is Limitless Minds. The limits is limitless. I believe you can go so much more beyond me if you just set your mind to it, man. But you know why? The world is limitless. So believe in yourself, right? Believe in what you're actually putting out, and the sky is truly the limit, my friends.
Right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hope you enjoyed the show.
Thank you so much, Resh. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.